welcome to my crew. Woohoo! So what are we going to do today is something that I really wanted to do like for a long time ago, and finally I can do it because finally I have my Song Society released. So what I'm going to do is something that maybe a lot of you already know. If you follow Genius, you know that like singers go there and then they explain the lyrics of the songs and blah 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 blah. So I basically do the same thing just on my own because I'm not famous enough to go to Genius. I'm not even famous, but let's not give up. One day I will be on Genius. I hope so. But while I don't have Genius, I have myself, and welcome to Marta Explaining. Woohoo! Totally original. We love to see. Hey. So let's do this. So I'm going to explain my Song Society, and yeah, that's it. Basically, that's it. So let's do it. So basically, society was a great society when I was like at home, was like during the lockdown and everything else. And I went to WhatsApp, like one of the status of WhatsApp of a friend of mine, and they were like, oh my god, this person, I'm not gonna say who was it, but this person is so bad. Look at the jokes he's making and everything else. I was like, I don't really see that as a problem. I don't see the problem. And you know, a lot of people on the internet were like, oh my god, he's such a bad person. Oh my god, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, damn, this is really, like, big, isn't it? Like, how people, like, they see this joke and they be like, yeah, I think this joke is not inappropriate. So, bye-bye, basically. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was really mad because we have this cancel culture and everything else, and I really hate cancel culture. Like, I feel like, what cancel culture is for? It doesn't work. The only thing it works is for make people feel bad about themselves in a wrong way and make people receive a lot of death threats and everything else. So yeah, cancel culture is not the answer. But hey, people still like cancel culture. Who am I to judge? We live in a society where I can make mistakes. We live in a society where we need to be perfect. It's so wrong, but I wanna right. I think they're gonna burn my mind. We live in a society where. So I started with the chorus. I was like making the beat, and then I was just like, I just had like this line on my mind. We live in a society, and usually I don't really like this type of things. Oh my god, society is the problem for all the problems. I don't really like this type of thing, but it fits so well, and I'm like, yeah, let's talk ironically, you know, let's just make fun of it, you know. And this type of thing, like, we need to be perfect. I can make mistakes, because if I made a mistake, people will be like, yeah, you make a mistake, and now like I can make mistakes like, oh yeah, you make that mistake now, you know, you'll be like, ah, yeah, it's time for you to go. You are cancelled forever. You know, we need to be perfect. We need, like, oh my god, like they want to control you, you know. We live like a god, cause everybody never did something wrong. Everyone get distressed because here we can live a mess. We live some night that made us blind, because our standard is a standard, right? They make us insane, because if you don't follow them, you'll less to pay. So basically, I had like some of the things that I wrote on these songs were things that I saw on Instagram and everything. Like, people, oh my god, cancel culture is like this, and that. So yeah, inspiration for that type of people who don't like cancel culture as me. You can make mistakes, because if you make mistakes, that means that you're a bad person, and that's not how things go. You need to. We are humans. Sometimes we're gonna make mistakes, you know, and sometimes we're gonna learn from them. You know, we have like this thing, oh my god, we can't leave a mess here, you know. We are at peace. Everyone is like to believe the same thing as me. Everyone needs to think the same. We can't have like people thinking different, because this will disturb the harmony, you know what I mean? I was like, oh, I hate really this. So I was really angry when I wrote these lyrics, like, and then we have this thing about, I talk about this in my life on Instagram. It's basically, if you're not like what society, like the society standards in terms of beauty, in terms of manners, anything, if you're out of the society standards, people will say, oh my god, she's so dope, oh my god, he's so dope, because it's only against what society praise and everything else. And people will be like, oh yeah, you know, she's such an amazing person because she's not what society tells her to be. And I'm not saying that it's a wrong thing, but you know, people see this like as a rule. I mean, for example, when you see like a woman like wants to be a housekeeper, I don't know, if like stay in the house and do the chorus and everything else, but we'll be like, oh my god, she's not a feminist, she's not what we praised to be. When I'll be like, I mean, should a woman decide what they want to do? You know what I'm talking about. So it's basically this, like, if you're out of the standard, it's basically this, you know, if you're out of the society standard, like, you are right. So basically this becomes a standard, you know. Now you need to be out of the society standard to be accepted, because if you are like what society prays to be, you're just a bad person and everything else. We need to, yeah, pretend, unless you live to go to the end. They are everywhere, you know more than them. It's supposed to be a bird, but we can fly. They like to whisper, it's a lie, it's their life. I'm not saying you're a saint, but I think we should learn instead of being paid. Basically, when I wrote like, unless you live to go to the end, is basically, you know, we have cases of people that were so, you know, massacred with like Twitter and everything else, they end up, you know, ending their own lives and everything else. Or people who just like have or people who just, you know, became emotionally stable because of mental issues and everything else, depression and everything else. It's basically this, you know, if you're not gonna do what they tell you to, if you do something that they don't like, it's better you be prepared, because it's not gonna be easy. You know, it doesn't have to be that deep and that dark and everything else. It's just, you know, people don't really care. You know, people be like, okay, I'm gonna make a life as hell until, you know, you can't take it anymore, and then I'm just gonna be, oh my god, she was so young, he's so young, what happened? And then you know what happened, you made it. Part of the bird is obviously Twitter. You know, Twitter was like my main aim when I wrote this one, like, Twitter, this one is for you, you know, because like Twitter is supposed to be a place where you can be, you know, just have fun, share ideas and everything else. But then Twitter just became a place where you just like eating on a person, and that person is your aim. It's not having fun and everything else, just sending hate to the people, you know. And that's basically, you're supposed to be a bird. Like, a bird is supposed to be free, right? It's supposed to fly and do a lot of free things. And now we are just in a cage, like, oh my god, you need to do this because I say so, you know. And then we like this, just keep lying and lying and like, oh my god, yeah, this is what we believe to. It doesn't mean if it's right, it doesn't mean if it's true, we believe this, so you're gonna, you know, you're just gonna accept it, you know. And I'm not saying like people that are canceled, some of them really make big mistakes, some of them really did things that, you know, were not right, like, that thing was not right. But the answer is not, you know, just hate on them. It's like, I use this example in my life. It's like when we have a child and we have a parent, and like the child do something that they shouldn't do, and then some parents like they gonna eat their child, like spank them and everything else. It's not the right thing to do, you know. But and people know it's not the right thing to do. And a child probably, there are two solutions. Or a child's gonna be afraid and not gonna do the thing again just because of fear, or they are just gonna be, okay, I'm not gonna do it again. But it's like fear-based. I'm not saying it's always like that, but it's just an example, you know. So this is how it's the same with Twitter, you know. As I say, if people make a mistake and friends and people who are not friends is gonna hate on them, they will be really, really scared of doing anything, because we're like, oh my god, they're gonna end me if I do another mistake again. You know, it's not like, maybe you're not right, maybe you do something really bad, but it's not up to the fans to decide what's your punishment gonna be and how you're gonna change. I'm insane. Where is my mistake? You better tell me. They want a better word, but I make it worse anyway. You know, this is so easy. Like, oh my god, like Twitter, they praise themselves as like change, you know, like, oh my god, I'm gonna change the world for better. And then no, you're just doing everything worse that was before. Things were not better before, but now it's barely acceptable. We live in a society where I can make mistakes. We live in a society where if I borrow a pen that I'm a thief. It's so wrong, but I wanna write. I think they lost their minds. We live in a society where, yeah. Like this is basically the same chorus, but like with the part that if I borrow a pen, I'm a thief. It's just like you can do the bare minimum, like simple thing that is just like, oh, okay, I did that. I'm sorry, but people will make it seem like you do something really big. Like something. Whoa, what the hell? It was something really simple. And people just make it a big of a deal. You know, like this part of like the Queen of Hearts, is like her name. Like I'm excited to put that because she's been like, she's crazy, and she's like, oh my god, you didn't do that, half with her head. So it's basically Twitter. I'm saying Twitter, but not just Twitter, like internet, like it's everything. But people will be like, oh my god, like we need to end them, we're gonna end them because they did something I don't agree with, so let's end them there. We live in a society where I'm so sick of this. We live in a society where they point fingers but don't look at themselves. It's so wrong, but I wanna write. I think I'm gonna slap them goodbye. We live in a society where it's just like I'm sick of this. I can't swear. I'm sick of this, like totally sick. Let's over this. This is crazy. This is madness. And sometimes just I see these comments on internet and I'll be like, wake up, bro, wake up. But not woke. Let's not be woke crazy. Okay, let's really be woke. Like, let's use our heads. Okay, let's. It's just like because they want. I truly believe that some people just want to make the right things. They just want the world to be better and just want to make sure everyone feels included and everything else, blah 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 blah. But this is not the answer, totally not the answer. So that's why I wrote this song, because I was so sick of it, and I don't think this is going to change anything. People probably are going to say, oh my god, I can't joke her. But I just had fun doing it, and I'm really proud of it.